All right. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode. I'm on Sendwave application right now, looking at the exchange rates. I checked yesterday; it was a dollar to 1,475 naira. Today, 24 hours later, it dropped to 1,472 naira to a dollar. So Sendwave is the app that I use to exchange my US currency to Nigerian naira. It is tied to both my US bank account as well as my Nigerian naira account. So Sendwave is the company that I use. Um, they are not a sponsor of my podcast. I don't have any affiliation with them other than just to tell you guys what works for me. I used to use Western Union in the past and then quickly realized that their fee was just more than I was willing to pay. So I switched over to Sendwave and I've been happily using Sendwave now for 5 years. And I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. So, welcome again. For those who are watching me for the first time, my name is Richard Mberikat. I am a Nigerian-born, US-based entrepreneur. I own Mberikat Ventures at mberikat.com. We are a trusted name driving US, Nigeria exports and investments. So, my primary target are Nigerians in the diaspora, but we also speak to Nigerians back home. So, thank you all for watching, for tuning in. If you are ever or if you are interested in all things exports, particularly if you're interested in the US Nigeria exports market and investments, I encourage you to binge through all of our shorts, look through our live playlists. We have over 500 videos, mostly around import, export, and investments between the United States and Nigeria markets. That is our specialty, is what we specialize in. We've been doing it now for 5 years. And I get a lot of questions. Where do I start? How do I start exporting? How do I start to invest? First things first, just go through all of our videos, search the specific topics that you are looking for or specific topics that you are looking for information on. Start there. See if you find something that resonates with your current situation. See if you find something that resonates with what you are looking for. I am proudly Nigerian, Nigerian born. I'm a naturalized US citizen. And I'm telling you guys, there's never a better time to invest or to start exporting between the number one market in the world, the number one economic market in the world is the United States of America. That's the number one economy. They spend the most money on exports, they spend the most money on imports. Most Nigerians are in the United States. And on the flip side of that, the number one economy in the continent of Africa is what? Our very own country, Nigeria. So think about it. You have that advantage to be from Nigeria and also to live in the United States. Just connecting those two markets. It's what I keep telling everybody who cares to listen. You want to be in the space. I'm telling you, the space has changed over the past 5 years that we pivoted to Nigeria. Initially, we were operating between the United States and China. We did that for 17 years, from 2003 to 2020. And I took a trip home in 2020 after being gone for 16 years, which most of you Nigerians abroad, you've been gone from home for far too long. And I'm telling you, I was one of those. And I have since changed that. Over the past 5 years, I've been traveling to Nigeria on a yearly basis, and I plan on increasing that as my kids get older. I have two young daughters. One just turned 7, the other one is turning 4. And the most time that I can muster right now is annually, once a year. And I'm generally gone for about 2 weeks at a time because I can't stand being gone away from them for that long. So that is my program, but I'm pretty sure that you are going to find a program that works for you. And I'm here to encourage you, and I'm here to pat you on the back, and I'm here to bring you along on this journey of entrepreneurship between the two hottest markets right now. The US market is hot, the Nigeria market is hot. So I'm going to start with a little bit of data, and this is the big picture. Picture this for a second, what I'm going to tell you right now. Over $20 billion in diaspora remittances flow into Nigeria annually. Think about that for a second. Every 12 months, we are already in October. By the end of this year, by December 31st, 2025, an estimated $20 billion, guys. Not million, not the M, the B. $20 billion would have flown into Nigeria between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2025. Picture that for a second. If you take all of the foreign direct investments combined, if you're paying attention to the Nigerian market like we are, like I am, you've seen the President Bola Tinubu. He has been jet setting all over the world. Today he's in France. Tomorrow he's in the US. The next day he's in Brazil. Guess what he's doing? He is hunting for investment dollars. He's chasing foreign direct investments. In some cases, there are billion-dollar investments. In other cases, there are $500 million investments, $750 million investments. He is jet setting all over the world looking for foreign direct investments. He's going out there courting people, courting companies to come into Nigeria and open up shop and open up factories. And he's taking that money and using it to develop roads and develop infrastructure. Nigeria is out there looking for foreign direct investment. But here's what I'm going to tell you. None of that. If you were to take every dime and every penny that the Nigerian government has gone after over the past year, all of that combined is a drop in the bucket to the $20 billion in diaspora remittances that come into Nigeria each year. That is more than all FDIs combined. What is FDI? Foreign direct investments. If you take all of the foreign direct investments in Nigeria in the fiscal year 2025, they pale in comparison to the $20 billion that flow through the diasporas. What does this mean? It means the diaspora, the Nigerian diaspora, are the ones, people like me, people like you, if you're in the diaspora watching this, we are the ones injecting FX into the country. What a position to be in. What a position to be in. $20 billion injected by diasporas. Regular salt of earth people like me and you, entrepreneurs, middle class, upper class, working hard overseas. But guess what? 5%, less than 5% of that $20 billion that I've been talking about for the past 5 minutes, less than 5% of that money builds income generating assets. or export ready businesses. Think about that for a second. Guess where all that money is going? All that diaspora remittances, basic day to day money for food, to pay bills, to pay medical bills, to take care of friends, support family members. That is where 95% of that money goes to. This session and Barrick Adventures, our platform, our YouTube channel, for all those of you who are following, we want to be a part of the people and a part of the voice that changes that. $23 billion. Imagine that. Imagine if 90% of that went to infrastructure development, went to you starting an export ready business, building an asset for yourself that you can pass on to your kids. I am not here to force feed the Nigerian dream to anybody. I don't have to do that. But I can tell you the Nigerian dream is alive and well. Guess what? Because I live it every single day. Nigeria happened to me. The sad thing is, I wish I discovered it earlier. It wasn't until I was 40 that I discovered Nigeria the way that I see it now. And before I move on, I want to say this, and this, you guys are going to come at a crossroads. You're going to be at a crossroads. What do you do? Do you want to go with private enterprise investments, or do you want to go with government contracts? And my message for you is this, and this is for those of you who are chasing Nigerian federal and state contract. It's all fine and dandy. Do what you have to do. But I'm telling you, be cautious. Be cautious, because the Nigerian federal government, as much as I love them, and the state government, as much as I love the federal government and the state government, and I think that it's very important for the government to partner with private enterprises. But you got to know one thing: life is all about knowledge and all about information. The Nigerian federal government and the state government are notorious for delayed and unpaid invoices. If you're in the diaspora, you know what I'm talking about. When you issue that invoice, you expect to be paid within 2 weeks, depending on the terms. If it's a net 30 term, net 60 term, you expect to be paid in a month to 2 months. You know what I'm talking about. The Nigerian government, federal government, and the state government, they are known for late and unpaid invoices. I have a buddy right now. I'm not going to mention the name that is in, but he was awarded a state contract for a project. And here's another thing: they are not going to give you working capital, and they're not going to give you an advance. He was awarded this contract, but then he had to go out there and raise money from family and friends to be able to execute the state contract, which he did. When he finished the project and they signed off on it and he sent them an invoice, it was one story after the next. Oh, I'm traveling. Oh, wait till next week. Oh, wait until we receive a budget. Oh, wait. It took this man months before he got paid for his contractual services. So my advice to you, or my recommendation to you or for you, is this: instead of you focusing on federal and state contracts, focus your energy instead on private sector institutions. Why? Because the payments are faster, the systems are leaner, and partnerships in the private sector are more reliable than government partnerships. So chase government contracts if you want to, chase state contracts if you want to. But the key thing is knowing what you're getting yourself into. If you're willing to wait months and in some cases years to get paid, go for it. If you want to walk around with a chip on your shoulder, just to be able to tell someone that, oh, I got a federal and a state contract, if that is your forte, if that is what makes you feel good, go for it. But that is not my forte. It's not what makes me feel good. What makes me feel good is getting paid after I've delivered a project. And if I'm going to deal with federal and state government in Nigeria, I want to be paid up front. I'm sorry. It's just the way that Richard Barricat rolls. You're going to pay me a 50% deposit before I start the project. And that 50% deposit is going to cover the production of that project, is going to cover paying my team. And then I can come after and invoice you the other 50%. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. And like I said, this session is about changing that. We've been talking about how to turn remittances and ideas and passion into export and investment assets that compound. That is the key word: compound value across US and Nigeria markets. Because guess what? Most remittances that go into Nigeria for food and bills and medical expenses and school fees, they don't compound because they are not assets. You can just imagine rolling down the window and just tossing money out the window. That is what 95% of Nigerians who are living abroad with the means to be able to invest back home, that is what they do. They waste money. They waste money. So the number one objective is this: let us together move from spending to ownership and recurring income. Let us work together and build something that grows with or without us. Build something that fits you, something that fits your personality, and not build because you see somebody else doing this, you see somebody else doing that, you want to follow into that, you want to follow in their footsteps, you want to copy what they're doing, you want to be the next big house in town and the next big facility and the next big business. That is not the way it works. You got to go with what fits with you and what fits with your personality and what fits, most importantly, with your means. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the most important one. If you don't take anything out of this session, you want to take this one. It is the mindset shift. Mindset is the number one, is the key to success in Nigeria. It's not really what you do, it's your mindset. When you change that mindset from sending remittances and you're changing it to building assets, it will change your life the way it's changed mine and ours, my family. So, when you're talking about mindset shift, it really starts with, first and foremost, the way you look at Nigeria. The perception in your mind about Nigeria has to change before anything else changes. If you change your perception and your mindset about Nigeria, it's going to change how you interact with the country. It's the same here in the United States. Nobody's out to get you. No one is after you. No one is trying to kidnap you. No one is trying to rob you. But you gotta have smarts. You gotta have both street smarts and you gotta have book smarts. A lot of Nigerians in the diaspora, they have book smarts. They don't necessarily have street smarts. E- And street smarts is all about how you move and how you groove. When you are able to see things that most people don't see, or you're focused and you pay attention to detail to what most people don't pay attention to. I have been fortunate. I mean, I am not an Ajabota by any means. I mean, I had a pretty rough and challenging upbringing there in Lagos and Surulere, Lawrence, and Ikati. That's where I grew up. But I was fortunate enough to have been both around, being around street smart people and also book smart people. I was able to leverage that, and I'm continuing to leverage that to all of our activities in Nigeria today. So mindset shift is the number one thing that we're going to talk about, and the number one thing that I think you guys should focus on. You got to be observant. You can't believe everything that you read, and you can't believe everything that people tell you, because most people are only going to tell you about all of their successes, and they're going to leave all of their failures out. And some people are only going to focus on telling you all about their failures just to be able to instill fear in you, to have you to constantly keep thinking that Nigeria is a war zone and Nigeria has its challenges just like every other nation. But you got to follow the money. You got to invest when there is blood in the streets, even if that blood is your own. I'm not trying to be graphic here. It's an idiom. It's just saying where there's fear is where you want to invest and you want to focus on. And right now, a lot of Nigerians are afraid. And that is why they keep sending all of these remittances. Instead of me investing $1,000, $10,000, I'll just here take this money and just leave me alone. Go and do what you want to do. That country is no good. They are killing people every day. It is a war zone. But guess what? Every time you are remitting, somebody is on a plane to Nigeria to go and invest. Do you know that? Every time you are remitting, even the people that you are remitting money to are using your hard earned money to invest in their future. The stories are real. I'm telling you, my dad went through this, and my dad was dealing with Nigeria at the time where there was no internet connection, there was no way to verify anything. I still have the letters. My dad passed away in 2020. I still have the letters. That was how he did business. You had to write. He had to write the contractors. What is the status of this project? What's the status of this material? What's going on with payments? When is the deadline? What's going that line? He will write the letters. It would take the letters a month to arrive. And by the time the contractor responds, it's another month for it to arrive in Texas where my dad lived at the time. So back then, there was no telephone, there was no email, there was no WhatsApp. These times have changed. And this is part of that mindset. Live in 2025. Have a 2025 mindset to know that the only time anybody can rip you off is if you are careless and you just want to be ripped off. Now, you can actually verify things in real life. If you know what you're doing, you will start building a trusted team in Nigeria like we have to verify things for you. Before you buy a piece of land, you want to verify that that land is registered to the person that's trying to sell it to you. If you have an ongoing project, do you know that you can install a solar powered CCTV camera right now on your work, on your job site, that you can stay remotely from the United States and monitor in real time? So the days of somebody giving you the okie doke is over. When you send someone in to go and do something for you, to build a property for you, they'll go and build their own, but they are telling you that your property or your project is in progress. Those days are over. I'm trying to encourage you, for those, and I know a lot of people right now who they haven't gone home in 20 years. They haven't gone home in 30 years. Every information that they have about Nigeria, they get it from the media. Times have changed. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you live. I consider myself a wealthy person. I'm wealthy. There's nothing right now that I need, that I want, that I can't have. I consider myself, it's about what I want. I live every single day and I consider myself a wealthy guy. But guess what contributed to that? It's me facing home again. And the reason why I was gone for 16 years was because it wasn't because I had a problem with Nigeria, it was because I had a problem with my dad. I didn't really like my dad's lifestyle. I didn't really agree with a lot of the things that he did and a lot of the things that he stood for. So the way for me to handle that without without causing any disrespect was for me to just back off and stay away. That was my coping mechanism. Was back off and stay away. When my dad passed away, I don't want to go too much into that. But when my dad passed away in 2020, I had to go back as the eldest and the first son to go and settle everything and reconcile all of my dad's estate, which is under me now. I had been gone 16 years. And then when I went back in 2020 to bury my dad, I rediscovered Nigeria with fresh set of eyes. And I haven't looked back. So we gotta change, we gotta go from consumption to production. You gotta get away from funding family projects to funding your own personal. Let me repeat that. We gotta get away from funding extended family projects to funding your immediate family project. There's a difference. So mindset is the first thing. Change how you see Nigeria. If you are getting into Nigeria for the first time after being gone for so many years, here's my advice to you. Here's what I want you to do. Take a trip home. You can call it an observation trip. You can call it a reconnection trip. Call it whatever you want. You don't have to invest the first time you return home. You don't have to. As a matter of fact, I'll encourage you, don't even invest if you are returning home after being gone for a while. And for a while now is 5 years. If you haven't touched the soil, if you haven't touched Nigerian soil in 5 years, You've been gone too long. But just take a reconnection trip back to Nigeria. Just go and see what people are doing. See the investments that's happening. Look at some of the sectors that's growing, like the real estate sector, the construction sector, logistics and transportation sector, the energy sector, the agricultural processing, food processing sector, the farming sector, the agricultural machinery sector, the construction machineries sector. Are you in entertainment? That's a sector too. Are you a filmmaker? Are you a musician? That's a sector. Are you a project manager? Do you provide solutions in the financial space? I have a buddy right now in Baltimore. He used to live in New York, now he's in Baltimore. All he does is invest in Nigerian stocks. Me, I'm not there yet. I'm still in American stocks. Walmart is one of my top stocks that I invest in through Fidelity here in the US. But this guy, it actually just put me up on game. He showed me the app he uses. It's called share it with you guys now. Meritrade. M-E-R-I-T M-E-R-I-T-R-A-D-E. Meritrade. That is the investment app that he's been using to trade stocks in Nigeria. It is based out here in the United States. I went to primary school with him. You can go on Meritrade, open an account, and start trading. I'm like 75% complete. They are asking for my on Meritrade. I'm talking about Meritrade. They're asking for certain documents from me at the moment. I just have to upload like my ID. They want to see my passport. And I'm already looking at apps that I'm interested in through Meritrade. Boa Foods is one of them. You see, me, I trade in something that's an everyday essential. Like I'm telling you, Walmart is one of my top stocks that I trade in the United States. Why? Because there's a Walmart store within a 10-mile radius of 90% of the American population, which stands at 320 something, 330 something million people right now. There's a Walmart store within a 10-mile radius of 90% of the American population. That is why I trade Walmart. I buy Walmart stocks. But in Nigeria, I'm already looking at the one that I want. I want to invest in Boa Foods. You have other options like the Zenith Bank for those who are interested in investing in banking. You can buy Zenith stocks. You can even buy Dangem, that's Dangote Cement stocks. But right now, my focus is on Boa Foods because Dangote has gone off the rails. Dangote Foods used to be attractive to me. Before Dangote stopped, I started investing in oil refining. He has completely shifted away from Dangote Foods, producing Dangote sugar, Dangote salt. See, Bua is now the leader in that space. I'm not telling you to invest in Bua. Right now, last time I checked through that app, I think it was like 650 naira for a share. My boy Emeka in Baltimore, that is all he does. He just sits there in Baltimore and he buys Nigerian stocks. See, these are assets. Are you guys following? Do you guys have any question? Post in the chat. Let's talk. These are assets that Nigerians abroad are investing in now. And how would you know if you don't have the information, if you are not plugged in, if you are not connected? How would you know? So once I've already actually, I've already connected my bank, EcoBank, through the Trade app. Like I said, all they are waiting for right now is on my ID, my passport, and a utility bill. I don't know how I'm going to do about a utility bill because I don't have a utility bill in Nigeria. So I don't know how that's going to work. Whether they are going to accept an American utility bill or not, I don't know. But I'll see what happens and I'll let you guys know. But the first stock that I'm buying is Boa Foods, 650 naira per share. That's like 50 cents, maybe 40 cents. I'll just throw $100 in Boa Foods. See what happens. Wait a few months, see what happens, and then throw in more. Again, you have to start small. You don't have to start big. Just throw in $100. Buy a few shares of Boa Foods. So 100K, sorry, $100 times 1,500 exchange rate now is 150,000 naira divided by, let's just say it's a $600, 600 naira share. That is 250 shares of Boa Foods that I'm investing in once I get approved. It goes with that mindset shift. When you look at Nigeria differently, you will start interacting with Nigeria differently. I'm telling you, there is a lot of money to be made in Nigeria. But you got to change your mindset. You can't come out. You are fortunate to be abroad where you have the strongest currency in the world. Okay, well, you can say maybe the pound is stronger than the US dollar or the euro is stronger, but the United States dollar is the most recognized currency in the world. This is what we play with every single day. Take $100, convert it into Naira, and buy 250 shares of Boa Foods. Hold on to it for 6 months and see what happens. And I want you guys to also get back into, start reconnecting with other Nigerians abroad. A lot of you are afraid of other Nigerians. I'm having lunch with a Nigerian on Friday. This is a guy that saw my advert in the publication of Fulcrum magazine, Ibom Air's official in-flight magazine. Mbarikat advertises there. He saw my ad. He did a little bit of an investigation. He realized that we are both in Las Vegas. He reached out to me. Hey, Rich, I just came back from Nigeria. I flew from Lagos to Uyo to Lagos. I saw your ad. I did a little bit of an investigation. I realized that we were both in Vegas. And he invited me to, this was like about a month ago. We talked a little bit. And then just yesterday, he called me, invited me to lunch on Friday. I'm recording this on Wednesday. We are having a sit-down lunch here in Las Vegas. And over that phone call, he actually invited me to the Allegiant Stadium for the HBIC. It's like a business event going on with Black entrepreneurs and Black leaders. He invited me to that. Another Nigerian. And you guys are afraid. You don't want to have anything to do with a Nigerian abroad. You are, and I know some of you guys too, some of you are a little bit cuckoo. You are here and you're acting like you're not a Nigerian. They're asking, you ask somebody, a Nigerian here, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Jamaica. They don't even want to claim Nigerian. How stupid is that? Mindset. Let me tell you, no Nigerian that's abroad wants anything from you. I want to keep this positive though. If you go and look at my old videos, I used to be very, very critical. But now I'm changing that. I'm changing and I'm trying to stay positive, encouraging. So I'm not going to attack, but I'm going to say this. No Nigerian abroad wants anything from you. As a matter of fact, most Nigerians in Nigeria don't even want anything really from you. If you walk into Nigeria today, the first any smart Nigerian entrepreneur, a business person, someone that knows and sees Nigeria differently, or has a different positive mindset about Nigeria. When you walk in, when you enter Nigeria from abroad, the question they're asking people now is, what projects do you have going on? That is the conversation that's happening in Nigeria right now. What assets? What do you have? You're coming in here to spend money and do Father Christmas for people, or are you coming in here to invest? That's the conversation that's happening in Nigeria right now. You walk into any five-star hotel, like, because you know me, man. I'm in VI. When I'm in Lagos, I'm in VI. If I'm not at my estates, when I'm at the Federal Palace, which is where I stay when I'm coming back, you see, when I go to Nigeria, I have my house, I have my estate in Akwa Ibom. I live there. I'm my own power department. I have my borehole. I have my electricity. I have my DSTV. If I want to watch TV and chill, the only thing I don't have right now is internet, which I'm going to actually take Starlink. I'm taking Starlink to Nigeria next time I go. My car is there. I am 100% self-reliant. When you start walking into these different environments, this international environment, the conversation changes. When I'm sitting at the bar, at the Federal Palace Hotel in Victoria Island, Lagos, and I look to my left, there's a businessman, and I look to my right, there's a businessman. We are talking business. That's the conversation that's happening in Nigeria right now for those of you who are sleeping on your own country. Stop giving. Okay, maybe not stop giving entirely, but start owning. Most of you own nothing. You don't own anything. You don't look at my property. I'm here, 6,500 square feet property, one, two, three structures. I have my own freestanding office. We have a freestanding gym, and then we have the main family house. We own this. We also own in Nigeria. What do you own? That's my key message. Change your mindset. Start owning. Less giving, more. Well, I shouldn't say that. Own more, give more. That is the name of the game. What do you own that is in your name? Most of you, most Nigerians in diaspora, you don't own anything abroad. You also don't own anything in Nigeria. What are you doing? Go to Nigeria right now. You don't own assets, you don't own stocks, you don't own property. Start owning. Change how you look at Nigeria. Start owning. We are talking about building assets. Get into building export assets. That's another thing. Product, brand, e-commerce. 72% of Americans shop via e-commerce platforms. Online is where people are shopping now. Export-ready assets. If you look through my videos, your homestead state, where are you from in Nigeria? Okay, I was born in Lagos, but my family is from Akwa Ibom. What does Akwa Ibom export? Do you know? Your homestead. What does your homestead export? Are you from Rivers State? Are you from Kogi State? Are you from Nasarawa State, Kanu, wherever you're from? Nigerians are everywhere. Find out what your state is known for. If it's raw materials, like Akwa Ibom, very known for like mahogany and wood, how can you take those raw materials, convert them into, add value to them? Because raw materials is cheap. Natural resources is cheap. That is why the Chinese, a lot of these Western worlds, they come into Nigeria, they buy all of our mineral resources for dirt cheap. They take it back to their nation, they add value to them, and then they turn around and resell them back to Nigerians at premium. Or they resell these ready-made items in the global marketplace at premium. Raw materials are cheap. And again, some of you may not be entrepreneurial. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about those who are entrepreneurial. I'm speaking specifically to those who are entrepreneurial. Some people are just okay waking up in the morning, going to their 9 to 5 jobs, clocking in and clocking out, doing multiple jobs in the US, doing multiple. Some people are okay doing that. But if you are not okay doing that and you want more, start building export assets. And you don't have to go far. Start at home, in your backyard. What does your home state offer? What do they export? What natural resources or raw materials can you harness in your home state? Add a little bit of value, turn it into a package retail ready product, bring it into the United States and start selling on platforms like Amazon and Walmart, like we're doing. Remember that what I said earlier about compounding? These are compounding assets. You gotta have a product. Remember, your business is your brand. The brand is what captures value. A lot of you guys are sleeping on Nigeria. And if you're not a Nigerian diaspora, you are an American. I really do want to invite you to start looking at Nigeria for sourcing. A lot of people are diversifying away. A lot of US brands and US businesses are diversifying away from China. And they are looking into other markets. They are looking into the last frontier, which is Africa. If you follow me, you know I attend a lot of trade shows. I attend a lot of business summits, which is actually part of our strategy. I mean, you think I attended summits and conferences in 2025? It went on to 2026. I'm already looking at my calendar. It seems like the talk of everybody right now is Africa. And guess who's leading the way right now? China is leading the way when it comes to African infrastructural investments. Nigerians are busy remitting money. A normal Chinese person is not afraid of Nigeria. They are not. You put 10 Nigerians together, 9 of them are afraid of Nigeria. The Chinese are investing every day. Nigerians are consuming. China is producing. So build export ready assets. You don't have to start big. You don't have to have multiple SKUs. It could be one product. Find a product that's already selling in Nigeria. Snacks, chin chin, all this Nigerian candy, this dudu black candy that we used to eat as kids that are locally made there in Nigeria. Can you not import Nigerian candy, brand it under your name, and sell in to US consumers? Granuts, what else? Cashew nuts. Just think of the things that you used to enjoy as a kid and see what can easily translate to a global market. Things like that. You bring them in small quantities. The good thing about Nigeria is still developing in terms of food processing, in terms of manufacturing. So the MOQ, the minimum order quantity is a lot smaller than if you were to go to a developed market like China, where in some cases your MOQ might be 1,000 pieces, the MOQ might be 3,000 pieces, depending on what you want to make. But in Nigeria, they can give you an MOQ as small as 12. If you know somebody, find somebody that specializes in little things like what I'm talking about: candy, chin chin. Buy some, package them, repackage them here and abroad, put it online and see what happens. You can get into other items as well. It doesn't have to be food products. You can get into cosmetics. We are in chewing sticks. We sell chewing sticks. Bako Ijebu, we dey sell am o. Bako Ijebu, we dey sell am for abroad. Here in the United States, I import Bako Ijebu. I manufacture them in Akwa Ibom State, and we are selling them like hotcakes in the US. So beyond export assets, there's also investment assets. The oga patapata of them all is real estate. But here's the key: invest in real estate assets that fits you. Only invest in real estate assets that fits your means, that fits your personality, that fits your level of involvement. If you want a set it and forget it um, real estate investment asset, just buy a piece of raw land. In a market or state that you know. Everybody wants to run to Abuja, Lagos. Just know that Lagos, as of today, there aren't any more lands in Lagos. If you are buying a land today in Lagos, I'm talking about an undeveloped land in Lagos proper. Just know that that land is probably in contention somewhere. Now, what people are doing is they are buying buildings, they are demolishing them, and they are putting their own investment structures on those buildings. For you to actually buy raw land right now, you have to go to like Ogun State. I don't even think there's any more raw lands anymore in Lagos. Well, we were fortunate in 2020, 2021, during the pandemic, to pick up a plot of land in Ibejuleki. Ibejuleki is sold out. The only regret was that I didn't buy more. I only bought one. My cousin, the one that plugged me in, bought six. So look into, if you're just testing, look into other states. You can look into a state like Akwa Ibom because that's my playground. Now, this is actually I'm gonna offer you something. I've been thinking about putting together a consortium of investors to really, really come together and see what we can do in Akwa Ibom states on a large scale. I'm talking about buying hectares of land that we can then plot out and start selling. Because I'm telling you, Akwa Ibom right now, that Uyo area, Uyo proper, is one of the hottest markets in Nigeria right now. And I have a team of people in Uyo right now that works for us. Uyo is my market. Akwa Ibom is my state. My village is 45 minutes. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is putting together a consortium of investors. So if you are interested, drop me a message. Actually, go to mberica.com/contact. Don't WhatsApp me just yet. Go to mberica.com/contact. Send me a message through there that you are interested in my consortium of land investors in Uyo Akwa Ibom State. That is what we're doing. Akwa Ibom State is what we're focused on because that's the market that I know. Even better than Lagos. Yes, I have a land in Lagos. Where in Ibejuleki do you have land? Land is sold out in Ibejuleki. Which part? By Dangote Refinery. I own land there. I own a plot there. My cousin owns 6. So which land do you have in Ibejuleki, patients? Let me know. But anyway, so the consortium is going to be specific to Akwa Ibom State. And our primary city is Uyo area. So if you're interested in joining my consortium of land investors from the US, reach me on america.com/contact and we'll take it from there. So you can start, at least you have peace of mind knowing you have a US based investor that you're working with back home. So reach out to me. Again, I'm not promising anything. It is just an idea. We can talk about it, see how far we can go with it, and then just take it from there and see what happens. So that is one of the safest, because everybody that I've surveyed, and I talk to a lot of people back home in Nigeria, I talk to a lot of people, and I'm always surveying them. What am I missing? What should I be looking at? What should I be paying attention to? Everybody keeps saying real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. Nobody's saying anything outside of real estate. So you got to connect the dots, guys. US Nigeria synergy. I've talked about this. We are blessed and fortunate to both live in the United States and to be a natural born Nigerian citizen. That synergy, a lot of you guys are not paying attention. Nigeria is the hottest market in the African continent. The United States is the hottest market in the world. Connect the two countries. So the long game is this. We're going to wrap up with this. Ownership is key. And then you want to have assets that compound, compounding assets. and then you want to leave a lasting legacy. Something that when you walk into Nigeria, you are proud to call yourself a landowner. You walk into Nigeria with your chest, you're proud to call yourself a person that owns compounding assets. Most of you are walking into Nigeria with nothing. Invest. Start manufacturing export ready products. Imo somewhere, Uyo is an oil well. I don't know about that too. I know Uyo is promising. I know Uyo is a place that I know very well. I have land in Uyo. I have a property that I'm building in Uyo right now on Accra Road. It's very close to that Eco Bank. I can actually it's very close to Crunches on Accra Road. I can actually walk from my property to Crunches. So Uyo is, I don't know if it's an oil well. I think I know what you mean by that. You mean it's an area of opportunity. I know that's what you mean. Um, so to close, and then I'll open it up for questions and I'll talk to you guys in the chat. So the future of US Nigeria trade um, markets, it belongs to those who own assets, not those who only buy and sell. Own your brand. If you are into exports, you are into products, instead of exporting other people's brands, own your own brand. Get into real assets like land. Look into that consortium that I talked about. If there's something that you're interested in, reach out to me and let me know. So if you build once, you build right. Your export or investment assets will pay you and your family for life. So don't just participate in this new economy of Nigerians facing home. Own it, structure it, be in it for the long haul. Drop a comment, guys, if you're ready to start building assets that outlive you. Be sure to join the Mberike Telegram group. Go on Telegram, search Mberike group. I'm waiting to have you on. I'm waiting to welcome you in. Join our Telegram group. That is where diaspora entrepreneurs, investors, and creators are shaping the future of US Nigeria trade, exports, and investments together. So with that said, I'm going to respond to some of this in the chat. So Patience, you're saying that you have land in Ibejuleki. So if you need land in Ibejuleki, please let me know. I'm a PBO P1 member. What does that mean? What is a PBO P1 member? And where, you didn't answer my question. Where exactly is this your land in Ibejuleki? Patience. I want to know. Where else though? I hear the movements now, the focus now is like in Ogun State. That's what people are investing in right now. In more somewhere, listen, that Oron Road area in Uyo, I hear is one of it. Is that that road leading towards the airport? There's a lot of activities there. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? That's actually a very good corridor, guys. If you are, anytime you hear Oron Road, property near Oron Road in Uyo, have a second look or have someone look at it. And if you listen, if you are interested in acquiring real estate, you can build with Mberiket. We are working on something amazing in Akwa Ibom. If you're in the diaspora, you are interested in Uyo Akwa Ibom real estate, consider building with us. message me on umbericet.com/contact. And then we can go from there. So I'm gonna give you guys another 5 minutes. Does anybody have any questions before I wrap up this session? Post it in the comments or post it in the chat so I can answer. Oh yeah, Imo, you. I don't really if I haven't really engaged somebody on WhatsApp, meaning I'm the one who reached out to you, I generally don't interact with people on WhatsApp. I get a lot of WhatsApp messages from people in Nigeria, and I generally ignore them. Um, I don't really respond to them. But in your case, you were talking about having family or relatives in Uyo, not Uyo, in the United States, and you're talking about like funding and stuff like that, which don't really make a lot of sense to me. What kind of funding are you talking about? And you said you have a business idea. What is the business idea? Imo, post it here, or if you want me to respond to you, um, Telegram is the good way. Just go to the Embarrassed Telegram group, post your questions publicly. Post your questions publicly in the Embarrassed Telegram group, and I'll respond to you there. And so then that way, others in the group, other members in the group can actually benefit and learn. There is a lot of development going on at Oron Road. Yes, I saw that Omoino is building. He has like his aviation estate or something like that, and he's building like Ibom International Airport, something like that. Is that on Oron Road or is that somewhere else? But I'll be in Akwa Ibom soon. I will be in Akwa Ibom soon. I'm telling you guys, Akwa, Akwa Ibom State, I'm not going to repeat this again, is the hottest state in Nigeria right now. Bar none. I will post in the group. Yes, do so. Thank you. I really appreciate it. For the 6 people watching. Any other questions, guys, about US Nigeria investments, US Nigeria exports before I go? Post them in the comments, post them in the chat. Yeah, Ibejuleki is like I said, is a hot market. I'm very, very happy to own. You see, my land that I bought in Ibejuleki is a rice land. They used to farm rice on that land that I have. It's a corner land, so I bought it through an estate. I'm excited for that property. We are not going to do anything with it for at least another 10 years. Once this Dangote thing just keeps on developing and building, it's about a good 30-minute drive from Dangote on a bad road. So imagine if it's on a good road, it will cut that commute in half. So we are just waiting for development to catch up to that area, and we are going to put something up. And that particular area is zoned both for commercial and residential property. And for us, we are all about properties we can rent out. It's the same thing that we are doing in Uyo right now on the land that we're building on. We are building a 2-bedroom, 2-bath corporate apartment there that we are going to short let for business travelers and corporations. We are not renting out the properties to locals. We are not doing that. It's going to be a short-term corporate rental property. So what we're doing is going to be with all American amenities. It has a garage for anyone who wants to park their car. It's going to have 24/7 electricity. It's going to have high-speed Wi-Fi. Obviously, we're going to have a solar-powered CCTV camera. Really, we want to make this project and this investment. We are building it for international. We are building it for international customers. And even if we are at 50% capacity or vacancy, every year. We are still better off than people who are leasing their property to locals for 2 years for 750,000 naira. Whereas in our case, if we charge $50 a day, 50 times, okay, so 50% capacity, what is 365 divided by 2? So let's just say 180. That's 182. So 180 times 50. Even if we are collecting $9,000 every 6 months times 1,500, that's 13.5 million naira every 6 months. And the other 50% is vacant. I'm okay with that. At least I don't have to worry about people destroying my property. We are okay with that. Obviously, our goal is to get it up to 75% occupancy. The way that Akwa Ibom is growing right now, this is a property, especially where it's located, centrally located there. Imo knows what I'm talking about on Accra Road. We can get an easy 75% occupancy rate on that property. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to go ahead and close. If you're interested in Akwa Ibom State's assets, real estate assets, if you want to buy land, we are, like I said, we are putting together a consortium of investors to start buying hectares and hectares of land, is what we are looking to do right now. If you want to become a part of that, you want to learn more about that, reach out to me, bereket.com/contact. Let's start the conversation there. Okay. All the best, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Look out for the next episode. I'm going to try and schedule one for tomorrow. And then also another one on Friday. I want to start doing this now. Hopefully, one podcast a day is what I want to do. 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Again, it's an ambitious goal, but I'll see if it's something that I can make happen. Okay. If you guys are enjoying this, like, share, and comment. I really appreciate all of you for supporting Barrick Adventures. All the best, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.